VLT. And another thing I would like to say here, I mean, considering VLT, you know, they've always been one of the most best teams inside India, one of the best teams in South Asia. And now they've got a little bit more firepower added to themselves, a little bit more experience added. So you guys can just imagine what sort of a caliber this team's having. But nothing taken away from God's Reign 2. It's just been the first 2 rounds. So we can't really conclude much off of those.
Yeah, it's just been the first 2 rounds. But to be fair, the players that are towards the side of Velocity Gaming, GEKKO and Doma, these guys have far more experience than Tix and Autumn. And they've just proven themselves on bigger stages. To be fair, when GEKKO was IGLing for his previous team, he was the only person in the North American Valorant at that point who was able to adapt to Astra as quickly. At that point, the Astra was just nerfed, and this man was the only person who was brave enough to experiment with it. Now that he's over here, he will bring a wealth of information for his teammates as well. And it's not like it's the first time that the players in Velocity Gaming are experienced to playing with players from other countries. Back in the olden days, somewhere in like 2015, 2016, when these guys were still competing in the circuit, the seeds of Revolution were already sown. In around 2018 and 19, we still had many import players coming to India, and at that point, there was this team called Entity, which these guys were a part of. At least Etmik was there for a bit, for some time. And they, again, had players coming in from Poland and one more. I really can't remember where the other guy is from. But at this point, they are open to taking feedback from people from other regions and with other perspectives. It really gives them a lot of insight. So them gelling with GEKKO and Doma is not going to be a difficulty for them at all. They've done this before.
Interesting. Interesting though. Well, we've got a tech pause over here at the start, so I don't exactly know what sort of a tech pause this is going to be like. We've got no insider info on this tech pause, but yeah, it's the estimated times, and look at every single known personality over here, just sitting, having a great time watching the games. Scoreline so far was 2-0, of course, in the favor of VLT, but as I said, nothing much can be said just from that. And you were trying to dig into the past, of course. Whatever you said, it was quite true. And as a player, you're always going to be down to improve, right? If you're going to have that ego, or you're going to be like, no, I'm just one of the best players.
You know, just judging on the basis of the first 2 rounds, I have a feeling that because God's Reign have also recently added a new coach to their roster, Godspeed, it's too little of a time for him to start bringing in new stuff into the roster's execution. You can plan out some stuff, but putting it into practice does take some time. So right now, the person you see on your screen, Cyborg, he happens to be the manager of God's Reign. They have recently added Godspeed, Abhishek Bajaj, to their roster as a coach, and that's also pretty cool.
Seems like GEKKO is having a little issue with his computer. Again, we don't know what sort of an issue that is. Hopefully it gets sorted out as quick as possible. And he uses I think so, Logitech mouse, the same one I have. Which mouse do you use?
I have a Razer, the Dada. But that doesn't... the mouse doesn't really decide how good of a player you are. It's up to you.
That's true, that is really true. But yeah, the tech pause is now over, but as you do take a look at the highlights, and how players are looking like in the first 2 rounds. So again, VLT, they have been able to dominate completely. I love one thing is that every single player from the side of VLT is looking really disciplined. They get the plant down, instantly fall back and play for the post plants. No commitments, even though they knew they have a gun's advantage. And I just love the disciplined play.
Well, at least so far, the discipline doesn't really show any red flags, There's no overpeaking so far. Of course, judging by 2 rounds, it's not a lot to go on. But at the end of the day, quite a lot of these mistakes come down to a person getting a little greedy or trying to exploit an opportunity by overstaying your welcome.
Players are definitely having a little talk, and one thing I gotta say for sure is that inside the tech pauses, it's kind of like little plus point for the team that's not doing that good. Like, I'm not going to say God's Reign is not doing that good, but this gives enough amount of time for the players of God's Reigns to try and make a strategy, right? Because the upcoming round is going to be a gun round, and this tech pause is going to give them enough time to discuss to each other what they want to do in the upcoming round. And these tech pauses really do help each other out, right? So I'm really looking forward for this buy round, especially because God's Reign. Oh man, look, this matchup, even the Hindi desk was saying this matchup's going to be quite close one, and we're expecting the same. And we really do want to see quite a close matchup, because yesterday it was a complete steamroll. I do not want to see one of those steamrolls once again.
Yeah, difficult one to swallow. The loss of Mazel's team, it's a bit disappointing, because yes, I thought the match was going to be close. It wasn't, but that's not the thing that disappoints me. The thing that disappoints me is that Mazel and his company had the good read. They knew what was happening, and they were about to fix it. It's just they did not have enough time left by the time they figured out what was going on.
Still, we have no clue on what exactly is going on, but let's focus on the past a little bit, right, for every single player. So I was checking the players from the side of God's Reign out. I was like, okay, 2 Aussie players, let's see what sort of gameplay they have. I went to their Twitch streams, and I was looking at their Twitch streams too, and if I'm not wrong, I was checking out Autumn and his Twitch streams, and I was like, oh, this man is quite good. Then I went over to Tix's YouTube channel, and I saw his YouTube channel as well, and I gotta say one thing, Tix's aim is just so satisfying.